Hello everyone and welcome to this edition of the Primetime Newscast in the English language on Canal International. We begin with our top stories. After a long period of silence, inhabitants of Bamenda have just been taken by surprise to the series of sporadic gunshots about an hour ago around some neighborhoods in Bamenda 2 subdivision. We'll tell you more in this edition of Newscast. And primary school pupils today sat for the common entrance examination into grammar and technical disciplines in colleges. In their thousands, they turned out in the tender company of their teachers and parents, some of whom preserve the right to the end of exams to carefully guide them home. And the announcement of Cameroonians are having the national identity card within 48 hours has been materialized by the General Delegate for National Security in a convention signed yesterday, May 13. The experts and the entire production team were urged to get to work immediately, tackling of the process in different phases. Those are major stories. Details right ahead. Good evening once more and welcome to this edition of the Primetime Newscast, the English language on Canal International. A 30-year-old man identified as Amadou Musa is in police custody in Garoua in the north region of Cameroon. He was caught trying to kill his own mother, as you hear in this story by our reporter. Ari tells us more.
It was at midnight on Monday, May 13, when Amadou Musa made a horrifying attempt on his mother's life. Fortunately, the murderer managed to evade her son's terrorizing attack.
Kolela était arrivée avec un long poignard.
Koleya, her mother, came with a long knife, presenting to us that her son barged into her room around midnight, knowing fully well of the threat she has always been receiving from her son. Luckily, she was fast in escaping. Amadou Musa and a young man identified as his complice were apprehended by the Plateau Gendarmerie Brigade in Garoua. They were found in possession of illegal drugs. The commander of the Plateau Brigade in Garoua urges the community to be more vigilant. We are calling on all the population, the traditional authorities, as they are more closer to the population, that they should be quick in denouncing any suspect so that investigation can be carried out on time. The suspect have been placed in custody.
After a long period of silence, inhabitants of Bamenda, a northwest region of Cameroon, have just been taken by surprise with a series of sporadic gunshots about an hour ago around some neighborhoods in Bamenda 2 subdivision. Communities had to halt a moment to take the pulse of the situation at their respective destinations before daring to continue movement. Others have hurried home for fear of the no. Come back to that in our subsequent editions of Newscast. And we stay in Bamenda, northwest region of Cameroon. But this time around, we'll talk about the entrance into the written parts of the common entrance examinations, where thousands turned out today in different centers. More with our reporter, Annie Collins. Annie.
Thousands of candidates have this Tuesday sat for the government common entrance examinations and the concours d'entrée en sixième in earmarked centers across the northwest region. As early as before 7 a.m., the gates of this school campus were flung open to receive the curious Class 6 pupils and those of Cours Moyen 2 in the English and French subsystems of education respectively. At the St. Joseph Bilingual Nursery and Primary School, Bamenda, parents and teachers join in the free booth for family and pedagogic reasons.
I came to drop my children who are writing the common entrance and to also see to it that the other children who are from my school, I will see their center sleep and everything is okay.
Drawn from many schools to form accommodation centers, teachers did last-minute arrangements and dished out desired tips, but not forgetting songs of praise for exam success.
I've written mathematics, English, and so on.
In other areas, the fear of the unknown still hovered in some minds, especially for those coming from nearby localities who stayed around all day long.
Bring her books, I try to teach her on the things that they are teaching them in school.
Reporters found difficulties getting statistics as chiefs of centers kept sealed lips upon instructions from hierarchy. The children have taken the exams in mathematics and languages in their first public examinations on the first rung of the academic ladder.
And that was a report by Saleh Sherifa and Anyi Collins Anyi. I will take you to the southwest region of Cameroon, where the 2024 session of the Common Entrance Examinations unfolded under tight security. Some parents spent hours at examination centers waiting for their children. Inyas Ondwambala tells us more.
Thousands of Class 6 pupils in the Southwest region are taking on the written part of the Government Common Entrance Examination. This is one of the examination center. We are in Government School Ikoko Membia. The atmosphere is calm. Security has been reinforced to preempt any attack. In classrooms, pupils are focused on their papers. Mathematics and English are subjects in their timetable.
Here we have 6 schools, and this center has harbors 357 candidates for grammar and 155 candidates for technical. We started the exams. It's a 2-phase exam, morning shift and afternoon shift. The morning shift we are done already with mathematics. We'll be taking English, dictation and the other part of English, grammar, later. And I think that for so far, the serene atmosphere is fine, and the children already the candidates already in the hall, they are doing their best.
All attempts to interview schools officials and parents this reporter met at the examination center failed.
See over there, they have seen us from security men, the police officers over there taking guard of the place and others around taking guard of the place.
It is worth noting that the written part of the Government Common Entrance Examination result will be published after 7 days. Best students with excellent grades will be registered in List A, while the average pupils will pass in List B.
And thousands of students of pupils equally took part in the Common Entrance and Concours d'Entrée and Sixième in the central region of Cameroon. A reporter, High Central, visited some schools in that part of the country. His story.
Early this Tuesday, May 14, the Class 6 pupils from different schools in Yaoundé rushed to their respective centers to sit in for the Government Common Entrance Examination, which will catapult them into Form 1. The various teachers distributed the acceptance slips at the gate, like here at the Government Bilingual Primary School Basto Center, under the watchful eyes of their parents, who joyfully accompanied their children to the exercise with words of encouragement.
Standing here, we encourage the teachers and then encourage ourselves, and we are happy that at last our children are writing the common entrance. So we feel like being here the whole day, accompanying them, standing here till when they finish their exams.
I just assure him that it is the same exam that he usually writes, and he has to write as usually the same question, and I'm sure that the result will be very good.
At exactly 8 a.m., the exam kick-started with Mathematics Paper 1, a very busy day for the secretarial workers, and just like their mates, the Kumwengde pupils of battling with the Concours d'Entrée and Sixième. The exercise, which unfolded hitch-free here at the Government Bilingual High School Koletun, Yaoundé.
And Secondary Education Minister Nalova Alyonga has rated with satisfaction the conduct of the Common Entrance Examination and Concours d'entrée en sixième into secondary schools this day in Yaoundé. This after a tour of some examination sub-centers at Government High School Angisa, Government Technical School High School Yaoundé 3, Government Bilingual Practicing High School, and GBHS Etogebe in the capital city, where pupils of the Concours d'entrée en sixième were writing the French equivalent of the government common entrance. It should be noted it is written in secondary school campuses and so under the supervision of the Ministry of Secondary Education, while the common entrance is written in primary schools. But for few absentees and other minor issues, examination unfolded in all serenity with the standards respected. The minister, however, aired out observation and adjustments where necessary. Minister Nalova Alyonga was elated with progress at Government Bilingual High School Etugebe after the stampede early this academic year. Her reaction after visiting the schools today, she spoke to our reporter, Beatrice Ngamu.
Were affected during the last crisis. They have all been rehabilitated very quickly to accommodate the exams that are going on. But the permanent fixtures will be done immediately after the exams during the long holiday. So I'd like to praise the principal and the PTA of this school in particular, since they had a problem, for being able to arrange their things so that they are able to do the exams. Everything is fine.
Away from education news, the announcement of Cameroonians having the national identity cards within 48 hours is being materialized by the General Delegate for National Security in a convention signed May 13. The experts and the entire production team were urged to get to work immediately, tackling the process in different phases. Haisen completes that story.
With the signing of this convention between the General Delegation for National Security and the Ogentic Consortium, the dream of getting the national identity card in Cameroon within 48 hours is gradually becoming a reality. The content of the BOT project is quite clear.
The construction of 68 centers, modern centers for application, 3 centers for the production, Yaoundé, Douala and Garoua, and putting in place a solution which allows the citizens an online pre-application and enough technology for all citizens of Cameroon to apply within days for the new ID card.
The work structured in phases and beginning immediately.
We will start the activities as tomorrow. The value of the first phase of the investment is around 40 million euros. There's a second investment at the end of the contract, around 30 million euros, which will renew the entire solution before the transfer to the DGSN.
After how many years?
As announced by the Delegate General for National Security, Martin Bargangele, in 2023, that the process will be fast-tracked to resolve the numerous identification problem of Cameroonians. The May 13 convention gives the experts and the team of the national security to plan for the transition period and earmark the daily production capacity.
And Cameroon state's trade balance has reached a historic low in 2023, with the country grappling with a record-breaking deficit, according to the report released by the National Institute of Statistics. The deficit surged to 2,004 billion franc CFA, marking the highest level since 2015. Gladys Abodibang reports.
Cameroon's trade balance deficit has hit an unprecedented level, posing substantial challenge for the country's economy, according to the report by the National Institute of Statistics published on May 8, 2024. It reveals that the trade deficit for the year 2023 stood at a staggering 2,004 billion francs CFA, as stark contrast to the 1,428 billion francs CFA recorded in 2022. The year-on-year increase of 40.3% in the trade deficit represents the highest deficit level observed since 2015 and highlights the urgent need for remedial measures.
We have seen fluctuations in market prices, external shocks. We have also seen a resistance from those that are importing to look at opportunities of creating opportunities in Cameroon. We have also seen that our private sectors is not really competitive enough. That is why we need to look for another strategy. First of all, we need to create competitive spaces.
Import expenditure has played it a bit a lesser extent. This combination of declining exports and increased imports has placed the country in a precarious position, demanding immediate attention and strategic intervention.
But we just can make a paradigm shift, meaning that we could ask those that are importing these approximately 260 billion products, we can ask them to produce 150 billion in Cameroon. They will be able to eliminate the transportation costs, the bottlenecks that are found around, and they might produce in Cameroon in a more than proportionate quantity.
Experts emphasize Cameroon's heavy reliance on imports must be addressed, and initiatives to boost export earnings must be established to restore balance to the trade activities.
Le Boutiquier du Quartier is a title of a film by Cameroonian director Christian Sichet, which was screened over the weekend here in Douala. The comic film stars a plethora of comedians and actors of the new and old generation. The broadcast has attracted people with a passionate interest in cinema in the city of Douala. Saleh Sharifa reports.
Le Boutiquier du Quartier tells the story of a man who owns a big provision shop, obsessed with preserving and increasing his wealth.
The
message behind this work of art relates on how you live no matter your level of income. The shop owner in this film still lives a low-income life despite his high level of income. After the film Galérien, this is the second production of the genre screened in the theaters by the US-based director. The project brings together the cream of local actors, including comedian Super Ndokmo, Dovi Kendo, Aristide Chemi, and Babette Nana, to name just a few. I featured in Le Galérien, where he appreciated my performance and asked me to feature in Le Boutiquier du Quartier. I really enjoyed myself and let go all my stress. The movie is really interesting and comic, a mixture of movie and drama that moviegoers will enjoy. The 1 hour 23-minute cinematic work will soon be available online.
And that's how we saw it on this edition of the Primetime Newscast in the English language on Canal International. And coming up next is The Brief with Lil PhD. For me, take another rendezvous, same time tomorrow. Good night.
Canal International.